Hey everyone, it's Full Self-Driven back again with another video. It is November 20th, 2024. We are on update 2024.33.5. That is Full Self-Driving Supervised version 12.5.4.2. We're going to jump right into it. We've got a couple different stops on our GPS today, but it's unavailable, so we might have to get it going. It's wanting to start auto park, so we're gonna, there we go. I don't know why it thinks this is a space next to us. It's obviously not a parking space, but I've seen that in this update recently. So we'll get it going. We're gonna have to push the accelerator pedal just to I'm not sure, it can't, I don't know if it can even get out of this. It might have to go back the other way, because this is all construction right now. They're demoing and redoing, and I'm not going to allow it to hit that pothole right there. So that's already a disengagement. Should be a stoplight out here that we can get out. It's going to take us straight over the busy road, and then we'll stay on one of these back roads. So we've got another pothole. We're going to have to disengage for that. But yeah, we've got a couple stops. We will be going to the post office, dropping off a package. Got an issue though, so people know this. It's got me going into the, where the vans park and the trucks park for the postal workers, and I can't go into that entrance, obviously. I need to go into this entrance. But it will not for the life of me send me to that entrance, no matter how many different times I, send it to this address. It's trying to take me into the side entrance, so it is what it is. I'm probably going to have to disengage there as well. Hopefully disengaging and then re-engaging will have it go to the second entrance that I needed to go to, but we'll see. See necessarily, that's why I took it this way, but it eventually did see at the last moment that it needed to get over for that curb that it was going to go into, but you come over a hill and I mean, you can see it in the driver's seat, but not having a front camera makes it really hard. You almost have to sit up, and you still, it's really hard to see until you get right up to where the curb is, and it could become an accident. So right here is where I'm most likely gonna have to disengage, hopefully re-engaging, because you see that's where the trucks all go in the vans. So that's not where we want to go in. It's gonna, I believe, try to take us into there. I'm gonna hold my steering wheel. Oh, I don't know, but it looks like I did somehow get it to, I don't know, I didn't disengage. So I've tried this 100 different times trying to drop off stuff, and it's never. Oh, so see, now it's gonna pass. That's a do not enter, and it's gonna go into the wrong. That is something right there. So this is actually a private drive. I can't be here. So I'm gonna loop back around and go back to where I need to be. But yeah, it's definitely, I mean, it's tricky, but at the same time, you know, I've given it the address for the post office, and it still just has a very hard time figuring out where it needs to turn. And I'm just gonna have to do it manually since we're going literally one road over, not even. So yeah, I'm gonna go drop off my package. We'll jump right back into it in just a moment. Alright, we've got our package dropped off. Now we'll get this started. There we go. So this is just going to take us about 5 miles away. I'm not going to be stopping at this next location. It's just to keep me avoiding the interstate. You know, Tesla has said that they will be implementing a feature to avoid highways, avoid freeways, which will be great when that does eventually hit our cars. But until we see an update with that, I'll have to make workarounds here and there, depending on the routes I'm taking. And that's just how we're gonna have to do it today. But yeah, I'll erase that, and then we'll be going to our final destination, which basically I'll show you on the map, but should be about another 25 minutes or so of driving. No stop sign here, but there is oncoming traffic that we have to yield to. After this white truck, we should be able to go. Got a semi, so we've got to get out of this lane. He's dropping off, picking up something. So just told me to apply slight force to the steering wheel, but I did have the green dot showing, saying that I have my attention monitoring active. It's the second time I've seen that in this update. I don't know if that's just a glitch or if it thinks that I'm not looking at the road. Did look off to this, the semi doing a freight drop off for a split second, but when it popped up with that, apply slight force to the steering wheel, is when my eyes were already directed straight ahead. I do try to give it newer routes, or routes that I'm not, I'm familiar with the roads, but not familiar with the system driving on those roads necessarily. At least not in, the newer updates. So, with 12.5, we're doing a range of more testing around going back to our, roots and where we started our videos, and do a lot of our testing to see how it performs there, but also branching out a little bit to see how it does, now, and then see how it'll do in, a month or two from now. If we really do see much of a change. It was hesitant there. It put on its brakes. It started to kind of give an acceleration, put on brakes again. It didn't really know exactly what it wanted it to do. Seat on, because last night it was 30 something degrees. I think it was 41, 39 when I first got in my car, and then I think it actually stated it was 41 out, but it was still a little chilly. I went out and got something to eat last night, so. So up here, it's not on the GPS, but it's going to need to make a slight right. Basically right down at the end, way down there where the point is, the end of this road. And it's going to need to fork off to the right. It's not showing that on the GPS. I can see it up there. So hopefully it takes that into account and does the correct turn, because you see if it goes to the left, it forks off completely differently from where the right's going, and then it adds a good couple minutes, and I have to go up, and I can't turn around and come back to that without coming back and making another U-turn, because it's not a left-hand turn, it's just a fork off for the cars heading south. So that guy's pushing it, right? It's probably maximum RPMs right there he's reaching. Wow. Normally don't see many people accelerating around me nowadays. I used to always see it, but so it needs to get out of this lane. There's a car here. over anyway to make that right-hand turn. I was about to initiate the turn signal, but it did do the right thing. So right where that truck is going is where it needs to fork off. Okay, it did it properly. And so now it's going to have to get over all 3 lanes. Yeah, 3 lanes. And make a left up there at the next light, I believe, is where it needs to go. Yeah, so we're going to need to squeeze in right here. It's taking its time, but we did add a rear screen to this car. Gives some cool features, but for me, not being in the back seat, really ever, it doesn't do much of a difference for me. My passengers, I guess, it's a nice touch for them, but that being said, I've been looking at different dash screens. I know I use my phone one here. It works out fine, but I'd rather have something that's more integrated into the car. And so I've been looking at different models. There's so many different aftermarket screens out there for the Tesla 3 and Y, and I'm just really just weighing my options, but I think that I think I've narrowed it down to a couple of them, and we might even just test one. If we don't like it necessarily, we'll reach out, and some of the companies are really good about it. So I don't know where that bike is, but it really sounds like he's moving. But yeah, if we find a good screen, not necessarily even if we find one, we might just install one, see how we like it, then put a video out just to show everyone how it is and how we like the features, because they all come with different features, have different quirks or different things that people gripe about or say that they'd like them to update or do differently. So there's just so many to choose from, and so many to really dig deep down into and figure out, is this what I want in my car for the rest of my car's life, the rest of my life with that car. And it's really just gotta test them, gotta see what other people have in their feedback, and so if we find something or if we see something that we want to share with y'all, we might be doing that in the next couple weeks to a month. just stayed in that lane. I don't know why. Maybe because that guy was tailgating us from behind in that Dodge pickup truck, but you know, we could have easily just slid in up there. I guess it wasn't taking into account that that car was about to turn right, but now this is about to turn as well, so I'm going to initiate a left lane change just to not to have to deal with that guy. His turn, and it'll get us back over. Do what it needs to do, it's fine. So I'm going to allow it to make said right turn and then immediately try to erase that destination, whatever it is, Taco T, Mexican restaurant. We'll be erasing that right as we come into our right-hand turn. So hopefully we'll take that stretch down instead of staying on this road. Just trying to change it up, switch it up a little bit, have something different, so. My attention monitoring is unavailable now. I was looking around at different things around here, so that could be it, but. To get back over in the right lane. I will pull up this just so we can get ready to edit our trip and take it off, because I don't necessarily want to take it this stretch. I want it to take that stretch, so that'll be good. We'll see. Get into the turn lane, I'll take it off, click done, and then we'll see how well it does re-navigating. Exit the Taco T. Done. Now we should be set on this road, I'm going to assume. Even once it reroutes us. I want it to go that way. Can I get it to go that way? Guys, I'm going to disengage just to get it over and re-engage it. I was trying to get it to go on this new interchange where they've changed around a couple things, and I've seen no route. It said routing with no traffic data. It just updated, but I've seen that quite a few times in this update where it's acting like there's an issue with said connection, but there is no problem with the connection because I can play my music, I can go on the internet, I can do anything else, but the navigation sometimes will be super quirky and just won't be able to load any data, any live traffic data. So it's really weird. I'm not sure what that is with this update. In the comments down below, let us know if you're also having issues with that. I have a couple friends or coworkers that, you know, have Teslas. They're also seeing the issue. So, and I haven't found a way to get it to reconnect or work. You just gotta wait it out, you know. You can restart the car, you can do this, do that, and then it really, it's not gonna go right back. It just takes time. It always just takes time. I've experienced it now a handful of times, 5 to 10, and it's frustrating to say the least, but there's really nothing you can do about it. So I've noticed that the other cars that are driving around, they're not jumping all over the place. They're more so in the lanes that they're in, and they're not bouncing around, or, you know, half the car is driving off the road, or, on the sidewalk it'll show they're driving versus in the lanes. This new update has really fixed the live feed that we see, which wasn't necessarily an issue with the car and how it saw, but it was just how it portrayed it for us on the screen. But it's definitely cool that they took the time to fix that, so people that don't necessarily know what's going on or know that it's just a visualization estimate, that it's not exactly what the car is seeing or what the car is doing and what it sees the other people doing. So it's definitely something neat, but definitely something to keep in mind as well. So we should be on this stretch for, I want to say, 5 more miles. And then we'll turn left. We'll be there in about roughly 10 minutes or so. I'm going to cut this just so I can answer this call real quick. Sorry about that. Just had a quick business call. I didn't want to ignore it. We've got a meeting coming up, so around 2 o'clock, so I'm going to have to jump on a, I'm trying to figure out why that guy's just walking in, like, grass. It's all muddy and stuff. We've had terrible rain the last couple of days up until, maybe a few hours ago this morning. Instead of walking on this giant sidewalk, he's walking in the mud. And it slides. But yeah, no, we've got a conference call. We've got to connect on a 3-way or 4-way here in a second. 15, 20 minutes or so. So I just want to make sure that they weren't getting on it early. But no, we are okay. We've still got 9 minutes or so. A few more stoplights we're going to get past. There's an e-tron right there. Sorry, just on the Georgia State Patrol. It made me think about something for a second. So, has anyone dropped down in the comments below? I'm curious about this for sure. Have you ever been pulled over while in full self-driving or autopilot for a reason other than speed? For a reason being that, you're swerving, or the car is doing something where the officer thinks that you're distracted, or you might be under the influence, or something else is going on with how the driving style is, that's why you were pulled over. I'm really curious. It's not happened to me, never encountered it, but I'm curious because I've seen it drive like it's drunk or like it's not paying attention. Obviously in updates ago, but I've seen it do some really stupid things, and I'm just curious if that's ever happened to someone in front of a police officer and they've gotten pulled over for it. What's the outcome been? It's just something that always crosses my mind. I think it'd be really funny. Not be like, oh, I wasn't in control, but hey, my car's driving, I'm kind of just babysitting it. Sorry, officer. Won't let it happen again. I don't know. I think a lot of them might give you a ticket if you do something wrong, or if the car does something wrong and you're behind the wheel, obviously. So we'll get this video updated or edited, uploaded, and hopefully we'll get another one filmed and uploaded around Thanksgiving, around the holiday. maybe just before or just after, just depending on how busy I am with work and with family. But yeah, we should have at least another one this month after this one drops. And yeah, it was slowing down. That was heartbreaking. I didn't have to disengage. I didn't have to take over or do anything. It applied the brakes, but it was super hard. We came over a hill. Everyone else was slowing down quickly. But yeah, depending on how busy we are and the holidays after Thanksgiving, so around Christmas time, stuff like that, we might only drop 2 videos in December. We've been trying to do more, so like 3 or 4 a month. But it might be hard, just to let y'all know, it might be more like 2. Not necessarily sure, if we have some dead time at work and I don't necessarily have to be there as much, I might be able to film 4 or 5. I mean, who knows? Really just depends on how much driving I'm doing, how much other stuff's going on in my life, but we also have not been seeing many updates with new changes or differences in the full self-driving version. We might see, Smart Summon get a new update or get some changes to it, but really we follow the full self-driving. We love the Smart Summon. It's an awesome feature. It's great for if it's pouring rain or it's cold out, you've got your little one, and you're just trying to get him in the car real quick. I mean, it's an amazing feature. It's definitely not a gimmick anymore. It's not just a party show thing. I use it all the time. But we want to focus a lot on full self-driving and what we were promised purchasing said vehicle and purchasing said software. So it's kind of just, we're following how everyone else is doing it, and we really just want to see exactly how many cars are seeing which updates, hardware 3 versus hardware 4. We've touched on it a little bit here and there, but until they really fix all the people on hardware 3, so many people that have hardware 3, and a lot of them have full self-driving or have paid for it, and we don't want obsolete. There's a Cybertruck right there. I'm not sure if the camera caught it, but it was a white wrapped white. We're promised a version that should be unsupervised, and it looks like we will probably never be there on hardware 3. So hopefully we will get a version of hardware 4, AI 4, that will be able to drop into our cars. And I'm sure it's a lot of work for them. I'm sure it's not anywhere in the near future, but it's definitely a process, and it's something that we're going to follow along the way. We thought about getting a hardware 4 car, AI 4, and we just thought it just doesn't make sense with, how much we paid for the car. I'm going to put on my turn signal, and it's not going to do anything. So I'm going to take over. I'm going to re-engage it now. But basically, there's a left turn right here, and it needs to go to here, but not make this turn. It needs to go to this secondary turn right here, the church road. It's kind of tricky here. It's like intersection on intersection, but it's one light for the two intersections. It's how they do it is definitely different. Thanks for tuning in if you've watched this far. I'm glad it eased into the intersection to give it, more time. Because it didn't have enough time to get up and get visibility and make the turn all in one. It needed to ease up. And I was thinking about easing it up, but I just wanted to see how it would do and if it would sit through to a whole nother light cycle. But it did take initiative and ease up when the traffic slowed and there weren't as many cars. But thanks again for everyone who's tuned in this far. If you like our videos, please give us a thumbs up. It really helps the algorithm. I mean, it helps us more than anything. So, and it's free. It costs you nothing. Just smash that thumbs up button if you liked this video. Subscribe to our channel for our giveaway. We'll be doing it about 10K. And other than that, if you guys enjoy the newer versions of full self-driving, the 12.5 versions, the versions they've been putting out, please let us know down below what your thoughts are, if you have any gripes, if you've had any issues, and really, what you think about the future of full self-driving. I was going to let it try to self-park me, but it doesn't want to pick the parking space that I'm going into on the spot, so we'll just have to do it ourselves. See, that one's coming up, but this one's not. Thanks again, everyone. Until next time. Later.